Hi, I'm Kayla.
Hi, I'm Ann.
Hi, I'm Marie, and we are coming to you live from Living Felt because it's Happy Woolly Wednesday! Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. We look like a thin crew, but the truth is that there's so many people here, we can't fit everybody in the studio today. So they're taking turns. But you guys, it's been a fun day so far, hasn't it?
It has been terrific.
Tell us something about your day so far.
So far,
we got to meet Tammy Tahara, who's in town for a workshop. That was so fun.
That's nice, yes.
we packed lots of orders this morning, and
we've been getting set up for Dawn's workshop. So Dawn Edwards is here, as we posted, from Felt So Right, and she's going to be teaching a Nuno Felt workshop. So she's been hanging all of her beautiful things around the shop. I should shoot like a little video clip of that.
Oh
yeah, and we'll have to post it after. So big hearts big hearts for everyone who's coming to the workshop. I think I hit the laughy face. and a heart to Dawn too. And we see a lot of you checking in, so feel free to say hi and where you're from. You'll see that our veterans are doing that. And if you're new, say, hey, I'm new. So we're looking for Sue Hale. We want to give a big shout out to Sue Hale. And Speedy says, hi, Sue, if you're watching. So we're going to say hi to some people and get started. Do y'all have any fairy magic you want to share before we get going?
Just thank y'all for being so awesome.
We appreciate you spending this time with us. We're going to have a fun hour. So let's kick this off and say hi to a few people. Thanks, gals. Hey, listen, if this is your first time joining us for Woolly Wednesday, please say I'm new so you can get some of the love and warmth and goodness from our community. We all hang out all week in our group called Living Felt Friends right here on Facebook. So if you're watching us live, make sure that you interact, ask questions, maybe share one of your bright ideas. At the end of every show, we give away prizes, and we have some fun prizes for you today, including a super duper extra special, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's been a long time since I've said that, but that's what this prize is. So you're going to want to stay all the way to the end. If you're watching the playback on YouTube, well, dang it, hang out and watch the prizes all the way at the end, and be sure you hit that subscribe button. On Facebook, you can hit that bell, and on YouTube, you can hit the bell so you get notified every time we upload a new video. And today, we are here in the studio. We have a very special guest. We're going to bring her up in just a few for some awesome show and tell. You guys are really going to love this. But let me say hi to a few people. I see Linda there in Tennessee. Hello, Connie in Illinois. There's Linda in Allen, Texas. Jane Hall is with us. I've seen a lot of you checking in, and thank you so much for spending time with us today. This is what we like to do on Wednesdays, but you can hang out with us all week in our group. Often we do tutorials on this show, and then sometimes we have just the pleasure of having special guests. So before I bring Dawn up, because I know you're not going to want to let her go, the fairies brought in some show and tells, and they're going to share some things with you. So I think first up is Fairy Kayla. I almost said Hannah. Fairy Kayla. Thanks, Joe.
Hi again, everybody. I'm sure you've heard or seen on our newsletter that we have some awesome single needle tools now. They have our little names on them. We have these ones down here are the right-handed ones, and these ones up here are the left-handed ones. And if you're curious why what the difference is, let me get it. I'm right-handed. That's which one I use.
We'll put it down on the table and we'll see there.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have to zoom in on that. No, you gotta hold it so they can see.
That would probably be helpful. So you always have our name facing towards you.
So that's the right one, then show them the left one.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. Oh.
Missing them. There we go.
Yeah.
Right. Yay! We got it all figured out. Right here.
Yeah. I'm not sure which one I am, apparently.
Okay, hearts for Kayla, everybody.
Yeah. But they fit all of our needles in there, and they are so nice to use. It's like holding a pencil.
Thank you, Kayla.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next?
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Last week we showed the fall gathering. It's specialty designer bundle, and today we want to show the Autumn Leaves specialty designer pack. Still that lovely fall palette. So let's start with the MC1. We've got MC1 espresso bean right here, red grapefruit, and true violet. Next, let's show the merino top. This is burnt orange, Bordeaux, sunshine, marigold, and prairie. We have merino silk blends in Loch Ness and sunflower. We've got silk hankies in one in Bordeaux and then burnt orange. Just love that combo together. Right here we have some Tussa silk in saffron, some silk waist in cocoa. We've got some bamboo top in amethyst, and some Tussa silk in cocoa. Oh, and some viscose in eggplant.
That is beautiful, Anne. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you know what, you guys? I just realized that our description for today says we're wet felting a pumpkin, and that's not true. That's what we did last week. So that's my fault for not getting the software right, and we'll change that after the show is up. That was just on this automated post that we have. So I'm going to give a round of hearts there for Kayla and Anne, and Anne for always remembering the exact color names of everything that we carry somehow. And I think she'll probably share some links to those too. So thank you guys so much for being here. As many of you know, we do live workshops here in our studio, and we just have the blessing of having the most talented teachers from around the world actually come and teach. And this week we have a 2-day, I say Nuno, she says Nuno, felting workshop with a lovely lady, a talented teacher, a really gifted artist, and a very dear friend of mine, Dawn Edwards. I felt so right. So come on in, Dawn. Yay, we're so happy to have you.
Thank you so much
always
for
love
having me.
you back.
Oh, I love being here too.
So Dawn, it's the first time that you get to meet our whole community, and for them to get to meet you too. So I know they're going to have lots of questions.
Great.
But let's talk just a little bit about how you got started felting. Like, when did you actually start making felt?
Well, let's see. Micah, our son, was in the 4th grade, and he graduated from college a year ago. So, what is that?
Okay.
A number of years ago. My math skills aren't great, but my good friend Peggy Thompson, she's always finding fun things for us to do together. Mm-hmm. And so she had heard about this needle felting class, mm-hmm. and so off we went for a fun day of needle felting. And I am in awe of all of you needle felters out there, and because I was not very talented in that department, but I knew right away that I loved fiber, mm-hmm. And how can you not? It's beautiful, and the colors are exquisite, and so I just loved it right from the very start. And so it wasn't long after that my husband saw that there was a class at the Kalamazoo Institute of Arts. They weren't even calling it Nuno or Nuno felting at the time, mm-hmm. Because it was so many years ago, mm-hmm. but that's basically what it was. I think the class description said, come and learn to make your own fabric, and it had the words wool in it. And so he said, would you like that for, I forget if it was my birthday or Christmas, but it was for a gift, and so I said yes. And then I became a workshop junkie, and I took workshops with Elis Vermeulen from the Netherlands, mm-hmm. and Judith Pax from Hungary, and Anna Guna Stoder from Iceland. Mm-hmm. Just some of the people that I had been so inspired by, mm-hmm. Their fabulous works, and I just loved everything about it. And I always tell people, one of the things that I love the most is the fabulous community that we have in the felting world. And I think it's still relatively small enough that you get mm-hmm. to know a lot of the same names and people, and
Right.
you can see their work, people's work, and recognize that, oh, that's, you know.
Yeah, you start to recognize each other's
right.
pieces.
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
So it's been a real gift to me. So thank you for having me
Oh,
here.
we always
and
love
thank
having
you for
you.
my beautiful scarf that
You're-
you gave me earlier today.
You're
I love
welcome.
it. So
You're welcome. So you're here to teach a Nuno felt class.
Uh-huh.
And maybe we can just show them some of the pieces that
Sure.
you brought today.
Yeah.
So what do you want to show us first?
why don't I show this one first?
Okay. Let me support.
Okay. Or you can stay right in here to give me
Okay.
confidence.
Okay.
So
Okay,
let's
you
see,
want me
do I
to
just
turn-
put it here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to turn down a bit so everyone can see
Great.
this beautiful piece.
So I'll just open it up here. So several years ago, one of the Convergence conventions sponsored through Handweavers Guild of America was going to take place, and they asked me if I would be willing to do a Nuno felt sample for them, a tutorial for their journal. And it's called Spindle or Shuttle, Spindle, and Die Pot. And so this tutorial was in the summer of 2016 issue. And so if you've still got that,
Yeah, they have that
oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, so if you've still got that issue, or if you have friends who
Move
are
in a little bit.
who are in the Handweavers Guild of America, they may keep their issues, or a guild library may have it. But there's a complete tutorial in here with some photos, and so if this is something that you might like to try. This was just kind of a fun piece. I love stained glass.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just thought that this resembled stained glass, which I had tried doing a little stained glass before I ever got into felting, and I loved it, and I loved the colors, and so I think with the silk, you get a lot of that, shiny and matte contrast, and I just think that's a fun piece. So I just took a lot of recycled silk pieces, some sari silks, and some silk chiffons, and I just collaged those over this piece.
And this is it wool on the back?
Right,
Or
so
is
it's actually a wool silk blend, and I think it gives like a painterly watercolor effect.
It's gorgeous. It's
So-
gorgeous. Everyone's really crushing on this right
Oh,
now.
well,
Yeah.
good.
Sue Hale is watching.
She's
Oh,
hey Sue. I'll try not to embarrass you, Sue, by forgetting my name or something. So.
So Kat Sinclair says, I love your color choice, my favorites. Joan Fraser says, makes me want to try. Edwina Wood says, looks awesome. Yeah, everyone's really loving
Oh,
it.
that is so sweet. Thank you all so much.
It is beautiful, and I love the geometrics. Like, I don't tend to do geometrics,
Uh-huh.
but every time I see them, I'm attracted to them. I
Right.
go, oh, I should try that.
Right.
Because I always go squirrely.
Well, and you
And
know, I think that's one thing that I really appreciate in the arts and felting, especially, is I think that we all kind of gravitate towards our own style, and so sometimes I'll look at something that someone else has done, and I'll think, why didn't I think of that? So
Exactly.
So anyway, that's just a piece that I really enjoyed making, and I was noticing when I was putting samples out today that a lot of my colors are kind of in the same vein. So again, I think we kind of gravitate towards colors and styles, designs that we like.
Yeah. And I know some people were asking, what is this? So let me
Yes.
zoom in on the
Oh, sure,
magazine
yeah.
1 second, just so y'all can see it. So let me just go in a little bit. And you can just screenshot that for yourself, and maybe you can get a back issue. You never know. Sometimes you find them on eBay or
Right.
at your guild.
Right. I know that the Weavers Guild in Kalamazoo they just keep all of the back issues, and so you can check them out. So probably a lot of the fiber arts guilds would have that. And if you get on the Hand Weavers Guild of America site. They probably got back issues also.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
They probably do. Cool. Well, I know
Yeah.
you brought lots more goodies. So
Yeah.
what else do we want to show?
Let's see. So, I think our other
Oh, yeah.
piece is out in
Okay, let
the
me get
hallway
the-
there. So I'll move this out of the way.
So I'll bring her in.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe there she's kind of
There we go.
fun.
All right, so this is again just another example of Nuno felting or nano felting. I never know exactly how to pronounce it. So this I did with I created it with is it Marjolin? Is that how you pronounce
I
it?
say
Or-
Margolin, but
Margolin,
you know, it's
yes,
we all know
right.
what each other
Tomato,
means.
tomato.
Yeah.
I just dyed. It's such an easy fabric to dye, and so I just used acid dyes and some shades of brown and gold. And then this again was a wool silk blend that I used on this. And then I just added a lot of surface decoration and textures. So, and then this, I was just going to show you in case
Oh yeah, I love that.
anybody wanted to see that. But this just makes a really nice little closure for your pieces.
Here, I'll go down.
Can you see it?
We go down and then let me zoom in on it. And yeah.
Yeah, so this is just a button, a fabric button. Whoops, sorry about that. A fabric button that you can buy, or it's actually just a button blank. And then you just cover it with your fabric, and then it has these little badge magnet that you just put one on the back of the surface of your covered button, and then you just put this in between your fabric and the button, and it keeps it closed for you. So these are just kind of a nice little finishing touch for, and you can get really creative with them. You can, bead, or you can embroider on that, or
You had another one that had some embellishment on it.
it's on the blue, right? Yep.
Grab that one.
So these are just really easy to make, but it just makes for a nice closure on your piece.
Wonderful. Yeah, Susan says double wow.
Oh.
Says I love that.
Oh,
Love this
great,
grade.
great. Oh, thank you so much.
Kathleen shares very rich color. I love it.
Yeah, and like I was saying, I typically use a lot of blues. I just gravitate towards blues. My friend Sue Hale, who's watching today, she just loves browns and earthy colors, and so I try to get out of my comfort zone and make things for a variety of tastes. So there's that one, and I'll just stick this one. I'll just put it back there.
And let's show this
Yeah.
one too.
Okay.
Let me zoom out. Sorry, y'all. You don't want to see it, but not at the micro level. Because I like this. It's a little different.
Right.
Well, it used a different fabric.
I
Is this
used
a Habitai?
Habitai.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. And so it was. I bought the Habitai pre-dyed.
Oh, okay.
And then this is just again another of these little covered buttons with the magnet. And it's got some beading.
Oh yeah. Let
On
me
that,
zoom.
can you
I'll
see
zoom
that?
in. I'll zoom in a little bit on
Okay.
that one. You might want to just pull her back a little.
Yeah.
And then do
So
we
this
show
is
them
the
the back?
magnet. Yeah, this is the magnet. Maybe if I put it on here, it would show up
Yeah.
a little better, would
Mhm.
it? Whoops, pull it back here.
Perfect.
There
I
we
like
go.
these because better than a pin, a
Uh-huh.
pin's going to tear a dress or
Right,
something.
exactly.
And this
Yep.
could be used on a hat, or
Right.
like your scarf closure,
Right.
or whatever.
Yes.
And for those who don't know, that one's loose too. But if you can
Uh-huh.
see this, let's see if we can get this in here. This Habitai,
Mhm.
see this nice puckering. It's a real nice texture, and sometimes people like that on the outside. where
Right,
they, use that
exactly.
in their surface design.
Yes.
And this one could even be reversible.
Reversible.
Wool on-
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And the Habitai is a little more resistant to felting, so it's going to pucker.
Right.
Where the Margolin
It just,
just
melts
looks
right
dreamy.
in, doesn't it? Yeah.
Can we show this one up
Oh,
close a
sure
little
you
bit?
can.
The
Yeah.
Margolin, and did you use the did you use the gauze or like the rarefied?
That's a good
Do you
question,
remember?
Marie.
If
I don't.
look at it real
Yeah.
close, I'm going to say it's the rarefied. But it just sits real smooth, and you don't get that same kind of puckering.
Right.
But you can smoosh it up to get
Yes.
chunky
Right.
bits.
Yes. And it's just a really drapeable, piece, but it's so lightweight.
That's exactly right. So lightweight.
So-
Beautiful, Dawn.
Yeah, well, thank
Love
you.
These.
Thank
Love
you.
These. Yeah. And we'll put these back. Now, you brought
throw that on
more
here.
to show. And let's see if I get here. So we'll move her.
Okay.
We'll move your loveliness over.
Where did you get the button blanks?
Just at craft or craft shop. Yep. So there are a couple in Kalamazoo, and just go to the. I'm sure like any fabric shop would have them too, because they'd be used in making your own garments. And so just ask for the button blanks, and then some of them come with the little magnets, and then others you just buy the badge. Magnetized badge blank. Yep.
So someone says that Joanne's has them.
Okay,
That's
great.
nice.
Yep.
And then somebody asked how many layers with the Margolon, and someone said, how do you make it so flowy? But the key is that it's just a little bit.
Very light, yes.
Yeah.
And that's a good question, because I probably tend to be more heavy-handed because I make hats
Yeah.
primarily. And so when I'm doing Nuno or Nano felting, I have to really be careful, because otherwise I lay out as if I'm making a winter hat for Michigan, which would be too heavy for for the drapey wearables.
I tend to, I had to train myself to be light.
It's hard. It's hard to to break that. So I just try to draft very fine bits instead of my normal.
Now, Dawn, you brought some lovely hats, and so the thing I want to tell you all, for all of our community, I know some of you have been chomping at the bit, and for quite a long time have been asking for a hat tutorial or a hat workshop. So I want to just let you know that in addition to Dawn being here for an in-person nanofelting workshop, you're here to spend a few days in the studio with me, and we are going to be filming a very awesome Dawn Edwards wet felting hat workshop right here in the studio, and that's going to be happy hearts happening. I know. Okay, I'm going to heart too. And so I don't have a release date on these things yet, because we have to film them, cook them,
Edit it, because I'm not. I'm probably not the most natural person on
you
film.
are.
It makes me nervous. So I'm so glad I'm doing this with you, because you're such a techie. I was so impressed by your skills today when we were looking at how Woolly Wednesday is put together and set up, and it blows me away all that you're able to do. So
well, we're excited to have you here, and very excited to bring you, because a lot of you have been asking me, but I didn't want to do it. I wanted you to learn from someone who really is a master at the craft, and Dawn teaches all over the world, not just in our little humble shop. And she's been published so many times that we would run out of time naming all the times you've been published. But let's just show them some of your amazing hats. Let's pick. You just guide us through, and I'll
is it
drive
okay
that.
if I show you this one first?
Oh,
Because-
sure. Let me move this then.
Okay.
And okay.
Getting lots of love.
Okay. So the reason I wanted to
Oh my
show
God,
you this one first is because of the story behind it. Years ago, when I fell in love with making hats, hat blocks can be rather pricey. And if you don't know what a hat block is, I'll just show you Marie's here real quick. But they're just used so that you can stretch your felt over the hat block, and it's used in shaping. And they'll last forever, provided that you take care of them, not putting a wet, hat over top of it, but covering it. So they're rather costly, and but they're worth it. I always tell people, if you're going to be making hats, it's so worth the investment of buying hat blocks. That said, my budget is not unlimited, and so I started to think, I wonder if I could make hats using something other than a wood hat block. And so my aunt and uncle used to go to Topsail Beach. I think that's North Carolina, maybe it's South Carolina. Perhaps someone could let us know. But they used to vacation there, and so he would go out fishing for the day, and she would go out and collect shells. And so she gave me a huge collection, and her name was Dot, and my uncle James. They both passed now, and so this is a really special piece for me because when I was looking through my conch shells that she had given me from her collection, I thought, I wonder if I could block a hat over that, and sure enough, you can.
I had no idea.
Yes. So, so that kind of opened up a, whole new window for me because you can, like a lot of things in felting, you can go out and look at things and think, I could use that in my felting. And so, try different pieces that you may have. I had a woman in a workshop once who made a really cool hat over a little trash can, and it turned out so cool. And so, the possibilities are endless. But this I named Triton's Horn. When I was trying to think of a name, my husband is a very huge reader, and so he said, how about Triton's Horn? So so I'll just turn it so that you can see from different angles. And I entered this in the Kalamazoo Institute of Art's West Michigan area show the year that I made this, and sorry I'm blocking on the year, but it took fourth place in the overall category, so I was so excited about that.
It's amazing, Dawn. Everyone just says amazing, the shapes and the textures. They so creative and different. Some people are asking for a side view. I know we're turning it a little bit.
Let's see.
They say just because they're
maybe
getting a straight top down.
If
so
I
maybe
turn it like this,
oh, sure.
maybe is that good?
Yeah.
Can
just
you
bring
see it a little better?
a little more this way.
This way, yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. People say Topsail, North Carolina.
North Carolina, thank you. I thought it was, but then I thought, I could be wrong about that. So, so I just added some, some beads and this was some fishing net here. I don't know if you can see the fishing net here.
Yeah, if you hold it on its side a little bit, then I will go ahead and zoom in. Like
so? Is that, or maybe if you...
Here, we'll just turn them all the way sideways.
Oh, thank you, Marie.
There we go. Just so they can see.
Yes.
A little bit.
That you're so
all
good.
that beadwork.
Yeah.
So much, and so you hand stitched all these beads.
Yes.
on.
And put a few little shells, on here, and
I like the beach glass beads too.
It was so much fun just to take the time and embellish that, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, it's
so
beautiful.
try different forms for your if you're making hats for your hat blocks, because you can come up with some things that you're definitely not going to be able to buy in your local mall.
People are going to be digging in their cupboards tonight.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Or take a nice vacation to Topsail Beach. All right, so I'll move this one.
Yeah.
Great.
Fun. Okay, so she has more brilliant hats, even more. Oh, here's another famous one.
This one was, and I think I brought.
Did you bring the magazine?
I think, did I put it back here? Yep. This was a pine cone hat, because who doesn't need a pine cone hat, that I made. And I take our dog, we've had several over the years, and I take them out for a walk as frequently as I can, and so while they're doing all their sniffing and looking around, I have a lot of time that I'm able to look at things in nature, and I get so much inspiration from that. And so I was just looking at a pine cone when I was out walking Yogi, and I thought, well, wouldn't that be cool to create in felt? So this was that hat that I made, which my friend Martine Van Zylen from Australia, who is the editor of Felt magazine, surprised me to no end and used this on the cover of Felt Magazine issue 16.
Yeah, that was also 2016.
Yep.
Gosh, was it that long ago?
I know, the time flies
because
by.
we shared that. I thought we
Yeah.
shared that on a Woolly Wednesday, but we started Woolly Wednesday 2017. I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm not sure what.
Maybe we showed this before Dawn came because
Yeah.
you were coming to teach this
Okay.
summer after.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm bad about time, so I can't tell you exactly, but it was a while ago. But just thrilled me that this made the cover of the magazine. And then again, there's a tutorial on the inside of the magazine, and so you can buy back issues of this. And this is my dear friend in Michigan, Lori Zamora. And I'll have to let Lori know that she had a little shout out here, but she's just gorgeous.
She's such a great model.
Oh, and so my dad years ago, because Lori has always come over when my parents are in town, and he always said she would make a beautiful model. And I thought, well, by golly, she sure would. So she's probably afraid to answer the phone when I call because, I've had her model pine cone hats and crowns and, hodgepodge of things, and she's always game. So I have to thank my friends for putting up with me.
Oh, it's so sweet and so generous of you to share the tutorials. And we've promoted this magazine a few times
It's
on
a
the show.
wonderful magazine.
Yeah, people,
yes.
you can get it. They can get a digital. They can get
Right.
a digital copy,
Yes.
or I get the print copy.
Me
and
too.
You subscribe for a couple of years, and then
Yes.
it just comes.
Yes, it's so nice. I'm always thrilled when I open the mailbox and find my new issue waiting for me. So I think the next comes out in December if my memory serves me right. So I'll be standing out in the snow waiting for my magazine.
Oh, so sweet, Dawn. So sweet. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to switch. It doesn't want to switch. Okay, so we have more hats, amazing hats by Dawn. Now, Dawn, some people are asking,
Yes.
how do you clean your hats and scarves, especially the ones
Right.
that have so much embellishments on them?
Right.
How do
So
you do?
right. So let's see. Should I take this off of the?
Oh, sure.
or is
Oh, yeah,
that-
she's too
is
tall.
she too tall? Sorry.
Yeah.
So sorry. What
She's
was
a-
her name again?
Oh, this is Gloria.
Gloria. Okay.
Oh, this hat's so heavy. Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
So cleaning, I felt really resists dirt, and before I was ever a felt maker, I did a little bit of pottery and a little bit of stained glass, and I loved both of them, but all of my years of ballet lessons were for naught because I'm not very graceful. So really working with glass and pottery is probably not my forte as much as I appreciate them. Felt is a wonderful thing for me because I can't break it, and it's just really, wool is just an amazing fiber because it resists dirt. And so if I could just, scrunch this up and throw it, in a sink with a little bit of soapy water, and then just, just take it back out, give it a good shake.
Yeah.
And so I had to do that with the hats that I brought because when I pack and fly, I put them in vacuum bags so that, well, you saw how much I brought with me, and so if I don't do that, then I can't fit things in my bag. And so then I just, spritzed it with a little water last night, gave it a little shake, and, just play with it, and voila, it turns back into a felt hat. So, but yeah, I think, I wouldn't throw them in a washing machine, but just, to,
Right.
give them a little, hand wash is very easy to do. And if it's something that is blocked, then
So by blocked,
Blocked,
just for
right.
people who don't know, explain.
right. So when you
Like this
Yeah.
one is
right
really blocked into
yes. So if you've got a hat that's been blocked, I think probably the easiest thing, because you stretch it and shape the hat, and you may put folds or creases or what have you, and so if you buy a hat and it has folds and that type of thing, it's probably easiest just to, if you need to have it cleaned, either to spot clean it or to take it back to the person that you bought
right.
it from and just have them reblock it for
Okay.
you. Yeah. just to make sure that it, is back in the same shape that
Okay.
it originally came in.
Well, let's show them the black and white hat,
Yeah.
because people are kind of gaga over that hat. And
Yeah. So this particular hat, I had made, oh gosh, I'm so bad with time, but it's probably been 4 years anyway. But I had made this hat and posted a photo of it on Facebook, which I love Facebook, and one of the people who saw this hat said you should enter that into the Mad Hatter's contest, hat contest for this year. And so I did, and this piece won. It was judged by a milliner, famous milliner by the name of Arturo Rios, and he actually designs and makes hats for Lady Gaga. And,
wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, so when I won, I sent him a note back and and thanked him for choosing my hat. And I had given in the description, you had to tell how the hat was made, and you showed pictures of the inside and the outside and close up. And so I said, it was a form of Nuno felting, because I had taken this black and white beaded dress, which was on a silk backing, and basically Nuno felted, or laminate felting. And so I said, thank you so much for choosing my hat. And he wrote back and he said, well, obviously it was the hat that should have won, because I know how much work that takes to do all of that stitching. And so obviously he didn't read my description of,
didn't know what that meant.
Didn't know exactly what that meant. And so I should have written him back and said, you should take a Nuno felting class. But it was when
let's hold it here so they
I'm
can
so
see.
bad about
No, that's okay.
centering
I just
that.
want to turn it a little bit so they can see.
Yeah.
And it weighs a ton.
Yeah, but the beads are really heavy. And so I a lot of times will go into secondhand shops, and especially like after New Year's, when someone may have bought a beaded silk dress and they're not going to probably wear it again. Sometimes I can pick those up for a pretty reasonable price, and so I'm sure the women in the shop always wonder, why is she buying that size 2 dress? But I never have the heart to tell them that I'm going to be chopping it to bits and using it in my felting. So.
Oh, well, everyone really loves it, Don. Let me see what he got over there, Anne.
Sis says, what a lot of work you've put into these pieces of art. I love them all.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I just enjoy it so much. I always tell people if I get stressed out, that's what I'm going to do, is make a hat. That's my stress relief, and I just love it.
So somebody asked, how does the beading stay on, and they don't understand the
process.
felt. Yeah,
right.
It's, in a sense, it's
actually,
this
I've
one's
got
harder
a.
to see.
Can you talk for a minute?
Yeah.
And I'll go get. Okay, so I'll hand the stage over to Marie.
So I'm sure she's going to bring back some magical sample. But the thing to know is that all of the beads were on a piece of fabric. And then that piece of fabric, she felted to the wool underneath. So there's a really solid layer of wool underneath, and the wool fibers migrate up through the fabric and bind themselves to it. So we often share Nuno felt pieces, but not something that's this solid. So Dawn brought in her fabric. That's cool, because I was hoping you would have some.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I thought maybe we could do over the weekend when we're doing the video.
And this
I could
is the
show
same?
people. So it's not, but
it's different.
But,
Yeah, it's a different
different
design.
pattern. But again, it's all beaded, and you can maybe see that it's on a silk backing, which this lightweight silk chiffon will felt quite easily. So
Yeah, that's awesome. And
Yeah.
wow, what a great piece you have.
I
This
know.
just weighs a ton.
and I've got one more segment of it at home, so I'll make a couple of hats. And,
so precious things.
You should see me like jumping up and down with excitement when I run across one of these dresses. When I'm out.
bet.
And friends of mine kind of keep an eye out for them for me too.
Oh.
Sue's given me some vintage beaded silk from the shop that she and her family used to own. So yeah,
it's
so,
lovely. Oh, cool. Thank
Yeah.
you for bringing that
Oh,
in.
you're so welcome.
And then I think you have one more hat for us, don't you?
Yes, I think so. Oh, here we go. So,
Okay, let me turn down to that beauty.
so this one when I was in Australia, I didn't get to go to the Great Barrier Reef, but I looked at a lot of photos, and so there was one coral. It's called blue coral, and I have the photo on my laptop. And again, I just thought that would be so cool to try to recreate in felt. And so I love making hats, and so this was the piece that I made. And it's in the new issue of the Fiber Art Now, the felting.
We'll take the hat block away.
Yep,
It'll make
there
it
we go.
easier to show
There
us.
we go. So you can see again, I Nuno felted using some beaded silks. I don't know if you can see
I'm
that
zooming in here.
in here.
That is a photo right there. I mean, they can see that up
yeah.
close, right, Anne?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I've got different silks and beaded silks that are just kind of tucked inside these folds, which I covered with, when I was laying the piece out, I covered with plastic as a resist, and then, and then covered with more wool, and then when it was all felted, I opened these up, and voila, there are the little...
Right, so for those who don't understand, what she's saying is that she had plastic in here, and this was felted closed, and after she felts it for a while, then she cuts it open to reveal the magic inside.
Yeah.
And the fabric was already beaded?
Already beaded.
Oh, nice, yeah.
This was, I think, a beaded silk blouse. So, yeah.
Yeah, so beautiful and so fun. I've seen people make this hat. You teach, you're so generous to teach your ideas and share them with other people, and then Lord knows where they take it after that.
I just love the sharing in the felting community. So, yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful, Dawn. What do you
Thank
got
you.
over there, Anne?
Jane says hidden treasures. Love this.
Oh, thank you, Jane.
Connie says, wow, that is an amazing hat.
Oh.
And Anna Rebke says, my nose is plastered to the screen.
Oh, good. Mine is too on Wednesdays when I'm able to tune into Woolly Wednesday. So it's always an exciting day.
No, we're so glad that
Yeah.
you got to come and be our guest this time,
Well,
Dawn.
thank
and
you
just
so
glad
much.
That, we're so glad, and I'm thrilled personally to let you know that Dawn is going to be teaching this hat workshop, and while she'll teach you a hat, she'll also give you some tips and pointers for veering off that particular path. And so we're going to be doing that this weekend. So y'all just remember that, and I'll let you know when that class is ready to go. So thank you so much for joining us today,
Marie.
John.
Yeah,
Thank you. Fun. Well, now the fairies are getting ready, and they've got prizes. I told you that if you stayed till the end, there would be extra good things to come. So we do have some prizes to give away today, and we also have a super duper extra califragilisticexpialidocious prize as soon as the fairies get back. So how your name gets in the hat, are they out there? How your name gets in the hat is if you've contributed to the conversation today, maybe you asked a question, maybe you made an exclamation. Anne has been furiously writing down names all through the broadcast, and we're going to pull prizes right now. Patty Boy says, I hope the tutorial is a simple hat. These look so intense. You know what? I have to tell you, Patty, that Dawn is an exceptional teacher, and she's really going to teach you how to make really good felt in the first place. And she really breaks the steps down for you. And I've been here when she's taught wet felting hats and just been blown away at what people have made their very first time. So have confidence and remember your first hat will be your first hat, and your second hat will be your second hat. Come on in, fairies. Someone wants me to spell extracalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's not going to happen. Okay, come on in, you guys. Cherie says, thank you, Dawn, for your generosity and sharing your exceptional talent.
Thank you.
So
Thank you,
sweet.
too. Okay, so we got some prizes to give away. How are we doing this today?
We are gonna draw some names and pick some prizes. So if you want to go first, I'll hold
Okay. Carol Clapshaw.
it.
Yay!
Yay, Carol! And Carol, you're the winner of our new single needle felting tools. So this one is gonna come with 3 of the needle felting tools, as well as a pack of our 32 triangles, 38 triangles, and the 42 triangles. So you get
And the phone.
and the foam. Yay! So you get a coarse, a medium, and a fine needle.
Super fun. Okay, that's Carol's prize.
Okay.
Do you
Okay,
want to go,
go
Marie? Okay.
I'll do that.
And we got Angela Wolf.
Yay! Angela! What's you in here?
Angela,
I'll help you.
you're the winner of one of our MC1 studio packs. So this is going to be our blues studio pack. But of course, we've got, I think, about 12 others, 11 others, that if you'd like to pick a different color, you can totally let us know via email, customer service at livingfelt.com, or give us a call.
Yeah, and MC1 is good for wet felting or needle felting, and you could do both with it too. So congratulations, Carol. Okay, one more.
Who's going to be
Oh, sorry.
Go for it. Holly.
Oh, you don't want to pick?
Yeah, Marie needs to pick. I haven't picked a name in a long time. Okay, this prize goes to Becky Rice.
Yay,
Becky! Oh,
So Becky, you're the winner of this fun little specialty designer pack. This is our Island Paradise, as well as our silk scarves, and these are 21 by 72 inches silk scarf. So this is the color combo we picked out. If you'd like to switch it up, you can give us a call or email us, of course. But it's a great textural pack to create a scarf and just a really fun set of fiber to felt with.
yeah, or you can make a table runner. You can
Oh,
make
there
a
you
wall
go.
hanging.
Yeah.
You can make a purse. You know, there's so many things you can do with no felting. So that's a fun one.
Oh yeah.
And y'all, we
Super
have
fun.
one more super prize to give away. So I'm going to ask Dawn to come back for that one. Where's the names? Okay,
Names.
Dawn's going to grab that name.
Pick those.
Thank
for
you. Dawn's going to grab the name.
Okay.
No, you have to come all the way in.
Oh, I have to come home. Okay.
No.
Heather Whippler.
Heather Whippler.
Yay!
Yay! Heather! The special prize you win today is right here. And this is made by Dawn. So Dawn, tell us just a little bit about this piece.
This is just a little sampler piece, and so for the people who are taking the workshop tomorrow, this is just a little table runner, and again, it's collaged with silk sari fabrics and just some scraps that I had, and then I made like a jelly roll with some silk and wool, and then cut little slices
Oh,
of
fun.
that to put over the top in several areas. And so you can just put it on your coffee table or your dining room table, and again, if something gets spilled on it, you can just gently hand wash it, and you're
It's
good to
almost
go.
big enough to be like
Just
a little
about, yeah.
neck cozy.
Yeah.
I won't adopt it though. Okay, so congratulations, Heather, and thank you everyone for watching our show today. We just want to wish you an absolutely magical week, and we'll be thinking about you. So I promise to take pictures as we spend our days with Dawn, and I'll be thinking about you while we film. And on behalf of all the fairies, we just want to say thank you so much for being here with us and for all that you do. We appreciate you. Bye, y'all. Have a
Thank
great
you.
week. Bye.